Okay, بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم guys. It's been a while since we did a story. Uh, but we are continuing with our stories of the prophets. And I don't remember which prophet I think we did Noah last time. But today, inshallah, we are doing the story of Lut alayhi salam. And it's a rather slightly longer than the other ones, a little bit. And the vocabulary also is a bit intense. There's some words that are a little bit new that we need to figure out. Also, maybe the grammar is a bit odd, but I guess it's getting more interesting as we move on, inshallah. Right, so I don't know if there's anybody willing to participate or... Okay, good. So we have Homer. If there's anybody else, just feel free, raise your hand or let me know. Unmute yourself and let me know, and then we can begin. But for now, I only see, okay, so I see Maryam as well. So we can divide between Maryam and Huma. Let's see how long it is. So it's a little bit, oh, so 3.5 pages. So we can do 1.5, 1.5. Again, you know how Arabic doesn't really punctuation. They're not full stops in Arabic. So to figure, oh, there's a full stop here. So this is the lucky full stop. I think the first person can stop there, inshallah. Okay, yeah, that's a good place to stop. All right. Huma, you get a lot to read today, inshallah. Bismillah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, I start.
Oh, we have somebody
Arsalallahu.
else. Oh, so we have Hamid as well. So I need to, so you can just read one page. Each person can read one page. I think that would be better. Okay.
Arsalallahu Lutan عليه السلام.
So let's start from the heading. So
Okay.
I know.
قصة لوط عليه السلام. The story of Lut عليه السلام. Arsalallahu Lutan. Allah sent Lut عليه السلام إلى قومه, to his nation. يدعوهم إلى توحيد الله تعالى. He used to call them.
Yeah, you can say that, or he
calls
calls
them.
them, or he was calling them.
Okay. He was calling them towards the Tawheed of Tawheed, what do you say, oneness of Allah Ta'ala, wal istiqamati ala al-af'al as-sawiyyati,
Yes.
and steadfastness upon balanced deeds.
You can say correct actions, or yeah, I think here correct would work. Balanced is actually the linguistic meaning, but here they just mean like the correct actions.
Correct actions. Okay. Wal akhlaq al-hamidati, and good conduct, behavior.
Yeah, or praiseworthy.
Praiseworthy, yes. إذ كانوا يمارسون اللوات.
اللواط. Sorry, اللواط.
When they used to practice
Liwat is homosexuality.
Okay.
That's the Arabic word.
أي أنهم كانوا يأتون الرجال شهوة من دون النساء. That is, they used to bring take men.
Yeah, they used to approach.
Okay. They used to approach men for their desires in place of women. كما كانوا يقطعون سبيل الناس. And similarly, they used to break the path of people, which means natural, what do you call it? they used to.
So basically يقطعون kind of like they used to block the paths and to steal from people. So that's what they're trying to say here. Like they used to
Mm,
stay on the roads and block the roads and steal from people.
okay. فيعتدون على أموالهم. Is it يعتدون?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
To infringe, like to take. So basically the whole act of stealing from people. So they used to stand on the road or stop the roads. يقطعون basically قطع is to cut the road. That's the literal meaning. But what that means is like they used to stop people on the road and steal from them. فيعتدون to infringe على أموالهم on their wealth.
On the wealth. وأعراضهم. And what's أعراض?
Lands.
So
It's
فضلا and
this
Right? Honor.
honor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's confusing. Yeah.
Alif, it will not have an ayn in it.
Yeah, أرضهم. I don't know. Yeah, so this is their honor. Thank you for that.
on. Okay. And what will fazlan mean here?
In addition.
Okay, in addition to أن ممارستهم للمنكرات. In addition to practice with them.
Their practice of munkarat, we can
منكرات.
say evil acts or reprehensible acts, things like that.
Okay. والأفعال غير السوية. والأفعال okay. والأفعال غير السوية في أماكن اجتماعهم.
Yes.
And
No?
It's
Or
mudaf.
is it becoming a mudaf?
Yes. So yeah, so you have a long idafa here. So أماكن اجتماعي and then another idafa here.
Yes.
والأفعال غير ممكن. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Yes.
Why will not take the Arab أفعال?
Yeah, why? I'm also confused. It's going to be غيري because it's connected to al-af'al.
Yes.
It's موصول صفة.
Incorrect practices or
Can
bad
be
practices in the places of their gathering. So wherever they would gather, they would indulge in bad practices.
Exactly.
وقد ساء لوطا. And
here you're gonna have to read all the way to this part for the meaning to become clear.
okay. وقد ساء لوطا عليه السلام ما كان يراه ويعينه من أفعال قومه وانحرى. What's this word?
انحرى ينحر انحرافات. انحرافات. Sorry.
انحرف ينحرف.
Yes, so this is the masdar. انحرافات.
وإن من أفعال قومه وانحرافاتهم عن الفطرة السوية. And it was horrible for Lut alayhi salam whenever he saw them.
Yeah, so basically what happened in this sentence is ما كان all the way to the end is the outside dua of sa'a.
Yes. What he used to see and or
Observe.
يعاينه also
Yes.
أعانه. So is it not like helping?
No, here in this case is to observe. يعاين. Not
يعاين.
أعان يعين. That is
Okay.
أسلم يسلم.
Okay. Whenever he used to see them and observe the doings of his nation and their inhirafat,
Deviation.
deviations,
Yes.
okay, and their deviations from the natural, what do you call it, fitra?
Fitra. Disposition,
Correct.
that's what they call it, but such a big word. So you can just say fitra. I think we all understand fitra.
Yes, yes. So this, whenever he used to see his and observe his nation, these deeds of his nation and their deviations from their natural fitra, this used to
We can say either hurt him or what's the other word? I'm forgetting. He used to torment him, grieve him. So sa'a can be used to mean those words as well. Sa'a al-watan, he used to torment him, he used to make him grieve. Oh my God.
واستمر في دعوتهم إلى عبادة الله وحده. He continued on calling them towards the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Good. Then we can take Mariam, you can do the next page. So that's connected to that part.
Bismillah. وترك أفعالهم
So it's
وترك
going
أفعال ترك I don't know
تركي because it's going back إلى عبادة الله وحده وتركي.
وترك أفعالهم وانحرافاتهم إلا أنهم رضوا الإيمان رفضوا الإيمان برسالة نبيهم توعدوه بالإخراج من قريتهم. So and it's like the leaving of their deeds, whatever they used to do when hirafatihim and their deviations, except that annahum rafadul imana. They refused. Rafada was refused or dispelled.
Yes, refused.
So they refused the iman, the faith in the message of their prophet.
Yes.
وَتُوَعِدُوهُ, and they threatened him. Here we can translate this, yeah. بِالْإِخْرَاجِ مِنْ قَرْيَتِهِمْ. They threatened him to, exile him.
Yeah, or exile him. Expel him off with expulsion.
Yeah, from their town. فقابل تهديدهم بالثبات على دعوته. So he faced the what would be tahdid here?
Their threats. The tahdid.
With the what do you say? With thabat, with consistency or
yeah, with consistency, with firmness, with
upon his
steadiness. Yeah.
Yes, upon his calling, upon his call. وأنذرهم بعذاب الله وعقابه, and he warned them against the punishment of Allah, and عقابه isn't
also
the same?
Yeah.
وحين أمر الله سبحانه بإنزال عذابه بالقوم أرسل ملائكة على هيئة بشر إلى نبيه لوط عليه السلام. So, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded or ordained the punishment to be sent down to the nation, so he sent arsala malaikata, so he sent angels in the form of ala hayati basharin, in the form of human, ila nabiyihi Lutin alayhi salam, to his prophet Lut alayhi salam, liyubashiruhu bihalaki qawmihi wa man ittaba'a tariqahum. So that he can liyubashiruhu, so that they they can give good news about the destruction of his nation, and whoever follow manittaba'a tariqahum, whoever followed their way. بالإضافة إلى زوجته التي شملها
At home, I think شمل, because it's like شمل يشمل or شمل I think شمل يشمل. I don't know if there's also سمع شمل يشمل. I'm not so sure, but I think there are two.
Okay. بالإضافة إلى زوجته التي شملها العذاب مع قومها. شملها العذاب مع قومها. Okay. So in addition to his wife, who was also included in the punishment, along with the nation, along with her nation.
Yes, along with her nation.
كما بشروه بنجاته مع من آمن معه من العذاب. Likewise, they gave him the good news of Nijati. Najat is like
being saved,
being free or successful, but
saved.
Okay, saved. Okay, so likewise, they gave him the good news of being saved, binijatihi, ma'a man amana ma'ahu, whoever believed with him, min al-adabi, from the, like, being saved from the punishment.
Yes.
Whoever believed with him.
Yeah.
So should I continue, or should Brother Hamid?
Yes. No, continue. We have, I think, another page to go and a half. So just finish the page.
أرسل الله العذاب على من لم يؤمن من قوم لوط. So Allah sent the punishment upon those who didn't believe from the nation of Lut alayhi salam. وكان أوله بطمس أعينهم. بطمس No, it's not أعين, it's sorry. وكان
أعينهم.
أعينهم,
sorry.
Okay, so أعينهم. Okay, وكان, will it be أوله or أوله?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be أوله. I'm not sure. كان normally confuses me. The اسم كان and the خبر كان. But I think we can do خبر كان أوله or كان أوله.
كان أوله. The first was, no?
Okay, yeah. اسم كان.
Yeah. بطمس أعين.
will be Rafa, sister.
رفع?
أوله.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure with kana, so it normally confuses me.
Okay, what is thumbs?
Wiping out. Sorry. This is to wipe out, to eradicate.
كان أوله بطمس أعينهم. I'm not getting the translation for this sentence.
So أرسل الله العذاب على من لم يؤمن من قوم لوط. So Allah sent the punishment to those who didn't believe from the people of Lut. وكان أوله. So he's fathering the adab here. The first of its punishment. So the who goes back to the punishment. So the first of it was wiping their eyes. So Allah wiped their eyes. They, in essence, they became blind. That's what they're saying. So the first of the punishment that came to the people of Lut was blindness. That's the first one.
Okay. قال تعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد راودوه عن ضيفه فطمسنا أعينهم فذوقوا عذابي ونذر.
So, Sister Ilham, so أعينهم, it will be بتمسي أعينهم كسرة, wiping out of their eyes.
Yeah, مضاف مضاف إليه, sorry. Yes. Don't know why I was like taking it as a... in my mind it was أعينهم and then I changed it to Fatha. Subhanallah. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Anxiety.
بطمس أعينهم. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So basically, yeah. So وَلَقَدْ رَاوَدُوهُ عَنْ ضَيْفِهِ فَطَمَسْنَا أَعْيُنِهِمْ. So they're talking about basically that they wiped their eyes. فَذُوقُوا عَذَابِي وَنُذُرْ. Then Allah is telling them, taste my punishment and my warning. عَذَابِي وَنُذُرْ. Basically. Okay, Hamid, you want to try?
Yeah. From the ثم. Okay. بسم الله. ثم أخذتهم.
أخذتهم.
sorry.
Going back
أخذتهم.
to the قوم. Yeah.
Yeah. ثم أخذتهم.
No, sorry, the punishment. Yeah.
الصيحة. الصيحة. وقلبت.
Wouldn't it be صيحة the doer of أخذت?
Yes. أخذتهم الصيحة because it's... Yeah. Sorry. Today I'm not in my best element. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Go on.
ثم أخذتهم الصيحة وقلبت قريتهم عليهم.
Yes.
عليهم رأسا على عقب. I think so.
Yes. Yes.
So then, what is the meaning of صيحة?
A loud scream or an outcry. It is a really
okay.
loud scream. Yeah.
Okay. A loud scream. What's called?
Took them.
Took them. Yeah. وقلبت the what's called?
So their town or their village was turned. قلب
قلب يقلب. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a swapping or transfer, something like that, right?
To turn something.
To turn. Yeah. To turn. Yeah. So their town turned on them.
Was turned because it's passive.
Yeah. So yeah. So their town turned on their head. I think so.
Was turned.
Was turned.
UE. Remember
on,
passive?
Yeah.
Was turned. Oh.
So their town was turned on them. Like the opposite kind of up.
No, this
upside.
is a phrase in Arabic. Just means upside down.
Upside down.
رأساً على عقب.
Okay. What is the word? It should be أرسلت or?
Yes. وأرسلت.
أرسلت. Okay. وأرسلت عليهم حجارة من الطين مختلفة
من الطين.
عن الحجارة المعهودة. Sorry.
Because مصاص من الطين. What is this مختلفة? Guys, why am I?
صفة حجارة.
Oh, okay.
I think مختلفة.
Tun.
Maybe.
Tun.
If it's صفة of حجارة, then it's going to be tun. مختلفة.
Okay. وأرسلت عليهم حجارة من الطين مختلفة. So it was sent on them a different different stone from the soil, right?
Uh-huh.
What is called al-ma'fuda?
معهودة, like well-known, something that is familiar. So basically they're just furthering the same point. وأرسلت عليهم حجارة من طين مختلفة عن الحجارة المعهودة. They were sent stones from clay that are different from normal, well-known, like familiar stones. مختلفة
So
عن
حجارة مختلفة is a fa'il, I think. So yes,
yeah, so this
Yeah.
this part.
yeah. So different stones was sent on them from the clay or from the soil, from the
Oh, I think
what is it?
yeah,
What
it's
is it?
just,
Ma'huda?
and known, like familiar.
Familiar. Okay. Kind of from the familiar stone.
Yes.
How you form the structure? How you form the translation?
So they were
It's the
sent.
same thing repeating, I think so.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They're trying to further explain مختلفة, like
Oh.
stones that are different from
Hmm.
well-known stones.
No.
So they were sent stones from clay that are different from what is known, from the stones that are known.
Okay. قال تعالى فأخذتهم الصيحة مشرقين فجعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليهم حجارة من
عليها.
سجيل.
Oh, عليهم. Okay, so right.
Then again, next. Okay.
Yes, continue.
أما لوط والذين آمنوا معه, as far as the Lut and those who believe with him, فقد مضوا في طريقهم. Sorry?
مضوا.
مضوا. Okay. فقد مضوا في
Yeah,
طريق.
there's a ha missing there, yes.
في طريقهم. So they certainly they continue, they remain with their path, right? With their
They continued, or they proceeded
with their yeah
on their
with their
path.
path إلى حيث
Mhm.
أمرهم الله. إلى حيث أمرهم الله, towards what Allah commanded them.
Mhm.
دون تحديد جهتهم. تحديد, what do you translate? حدد.
So
What do you translate?
when I was honestly, this part really confused me. I still don't understand what they're trying to say. So تحديد means restricting or limiting. So they're saying without restricting وجهتهم, which is like their glance, which doesn't make sense for me because it looks like they were restricting their eyes because they were told not to look back. So I don't know what they were trying to say here. دون تحديد وجهتهم. Yeah, this part was confusing me. I felt like this Duna was not supposed to be there. I still don't understand. If somebody maybe understands it better, you can let us know. So Duna,
I was
yes.
reading it as like wa as ataf and then jihatihim. I don't know if it's wujhatihim.
Yeah, it can be, yes.
Yes, but
Jihad.
I'm not getting the sense even by reading it like that.
yes, even I
So
read
without,
it like him with me.
so jihatihim would be the sides.
Yeah.
What
Direction, authority.
without restriction and their size.
I don't know.
That
Okay.
without restriction and direction.
Allah, I still don't know what this means, honestly. This part is, maybe there was a typo somewhere and they didn't clarify. So yeah. That was a tough one.
jiha can
It
be,
is showing like without specifying their destination.
Oh,
yeah, jiha can be a place, a locality, or destination, or they have different meaning. Jiha,
okay.
authority also.
Okay, I don't know the meanings. I only know like side. Jiha means side.
Yeah, from the first primary meaning is the side, of course.
Yeah. But also we have to think about the story of Lut, like when they were told, you know, not to look back. So what does it mean to restrict? I don't know what they're trying to say here, honestly. This was the tough for me to understand. But anyway, we can skip that part, just go to the ayah because the ayah clarifies this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
قال تعالى في بيان مجمل قصة قصة نبيه لوط.
قصة
So
نبيه
yeah,
لوط.
قصة okay. So بيان مجمل قصة نبيه لوط.
I think this is the longest idafa I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's a long
So
chain.
long.
Yeah. So what do you translate mujmal?
Mujmal is like a summary.
In the speech.
And bayan, yeah, it's like a statement.
Yeah.
So.
In the summary of the his prophet, in the summary of the story of his prophet Lut.
Yes.
إلا آل لوط إنا لمنجو. I don't know the ayah.
لمنجوهم.
Sorry. لمنجوهم أجمعين إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها لمن الغابرين. فلما جاء آل لوط المرسلون. When the okay, so when the family of Lut or the people
the
of Lut
messengers?
came,
The messengers are the doers.
messenger of the doers, yes, sorry. So when the messengers came to the people of Lut, قال إنكم قوم منكرون. منكرون. Okay.
Yes.
So he said, you are definitely munkar means you can say evil nation or what?
Yeah, yeah, you can say evil nation, yeah.
But here, someone who are unknown because he Mursalun, no?
Oh, Munkar. Sorry, I was reading Huma's. I was a bit. Where are we? قال إنكم قوم منكرون here. Yeah, this is unfamiliar, unknown. So it's the opposite of ma'ruf. Ma'ruf, something that is popular, something that is well known, well accepted by people. So it's called ma'ruf. And munkar is the opposite. It's something unfamiliar, unknown, completely not accepted by a majority of people. That would be a munkar. So you are unfamiliar, people that are unfamiliar, unknown. That's basically what Lut is saying.
قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون. So they say rather we came to you with what we bring to you what they yamtarun, what does it mean?
Doubt.
What they used to doubt in it. Yeah, what they used to doubt in. If my English is not wrong, it's
No
right.
problem. Yeah, that's good enough. As long as the meaning is captured, it's fine. Okay.
Well,
oh yeah, you can finish. It's a short paragraph. So.
Okay.
Or unless somebody else wants to finish off. Dr. Sultana, you want to try?
I can continue or other people? Go ahead.
Let's see if Dr. Sultana.
Yes, sister.
Okay.
Ji.
So let Dr. Sultana finish from Mu'atinnak.
وآتيناك بالحق وإنا لصادقون. So آتينا, and we brought آتينا, we brought to you the truth, and indeed we are the truthful. Okay, فأسري بأهلك بقطع من الليل واتبع أدبارهم ولا يلتفت منكم أحد وامسوا حيث تؤمرون. Okay, بالحق وإنا لصادقون. فأسر بأهلك मतलब you so go with your family. With your family. بقطع, the قطع is to cut, right?
No, portion. In the portion of the night.
Part of the night, right?
Yeah, part of the
night.
night. Yes.
In the part of the night, and ittabai, that is follow. Ittabai adbara, follow their paths.
Their behinds.
Wala yaltafit.
Adbar, dubur, adbar.
Adbar, ittaba, adbara, adbarahum, and follow their paths. Wala yaltafit.
Follow them behind, like follow them from behind.
Okay, okay, and follow them from behind. Wala yaltafit minkum ahad. And let no one yaltafit minkum, no one from you turn away.
Or
Yaltafit.
turn themselves, like iltifat, to turn.
Okay, to turn, huh?
Yeah. Or,
and no one from you turn away, right?
Not away, turn.
Turn themselves, basically, like
Turn themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, wamzu haysu tumarun.
Yes.
Wamzu haysu tumarun. Wamzu is.
And continue or proceed. And
okay, wamzu jab tumarun. What is the meaning for this?
Where you're commanded. So continue.
You are commanded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and wamzu haysu tumarun. That is proceed till where you have been commanded.
Yes.
Okay. وَقَزَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ ذَلِكَ الْأَمْرَ أَنَّ دَابِرَ هَؤُلَاءِ مَقْطُوعٌ مُصْبِحِينَ. Khazaina and ilahi. Khazaina is, we explained, sister.
We decreed.
We decreed towards him this Amar is command. So that Dabira is Dabira. So that root.
Yeah, so the root of these people. Yes.
So the root of
these people, هؤلاء.
So the root of this people, مقطوع is the same word up.
Is going to be cut.
Cut musbihin. So the root of this people is being cut. Musbihina, asbaha yusbihi.
So this is a hal. So you're going to translate it maybe as or while, or in one of those ways we translate hals. So while they wake up.
So that the root of this people get cut at the time they get up.
Yes, as they wake up.
As they wake up.
Yeah. So subhanallah, like the imagery of the Quran, when I was reading this, I was actually seeing it. I think it's truly remarkable and amazing how Allah captures. Like, he could have just said it in any other way. But the way he said it, أَنَّ دَابِرَ هَؤُلَاءِ, that the roots of this, basically their progeny. And also the imagery of roots being uprooted. مَقْطُوعٌ, basically they're going to be uprooted. When you connect dabira and maqtu', it paints the image of plants being uprooted. And what happened to them is actually that their town or their city was actually turned upside down, was uprooted from their feet. And Allah is painting that picture by saying anna dabira, their roots, their progeny is going to be completely uprooted and turned upside down, musbihin, as they wake up in the morning. Like when you wake up, you're alive and you're looking forward to, you're hopeful. But for them, morning was a time of mourning. Yeah, like it was a time of sadness. So while they wake up, they were being uprooted and turned upside down. SubhanAllah. It's truly an amazing imagery that the Quran paints. You can actually see. And also when I was reading وَاتَّبِعْ أَدْبَارَهُم, I'm not so sure what, I didn't read the tafsir of this ayah, so I don't know what they say about this, but for me, the image that came into my mind was that they were actually walking in one long line, one following the other from the back. So وَاتَّبِعْ أَدْبَارَهُم, follow them from their backs, from their behind. So you have like one, they're all following each other, and their eyes are just restricted. They're not looking. وَلَا يَلْتَفِتْ مِنْكُمْ, do not turn back. So it's like even the person who's behind them is making sure that the person in front of them doesn't turn back. It's like focus. They're walking in one long line, one behind the other like that. SubhanAllah. I don't know if that is correct, but that's the imagery just that came into my mind when I was reading وَاتَّبِعْ أَدْبَارَهُم. SubhanAllah. I think it's amazing. Yeah. We can take the next 5 minutes because we're basically done with the story. If anybody has any gems to share, we said we'll be doing like 5 minutes, and we just look at the lessons and the moral of the story, and we learn from it. Anybody has anything to share? Yeah, so basically this is same people like, no? Yes? Somebody wants to say something?
So I was just wondering, those times have, subhanAllah, came back in our times now. We are seeing, the same situations happening in the world around us, the homosexuality and all. And subhanAllah, this is so hard, especially when we look at it as parents now, like how we are going to, upbring our children in this kind of environment, and how to, make sure that they understand this thing. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told this story specifically, because of course he knew that these are the things, these are the evils that gonna come back in different times in the societies. So there's a big lesson for us through the story of Lut alayhi salam.
100%.
Yeah,
And
true. That's
yes, go on, Hamid.
true that some people they think that it's natural, but Allah gave us guidance from through this story that it's not natural. The transgender, we say, if I'm not wrong, that is natural. What my little understanding is, because it was in the time of Prophet ﷺ. But this kind of, it's not natural. It's something like yani not normal, So, but for some people, they have the point of view that it's natural, and they make a slogan and they just do nonsense things. But Alhamdulillah, Allah gave guidance through this story to us that you people, believer, should know this, that take the guidance from this and do not deviate from the God's path.
So true, Allah, 100%. I was actually listening to Yasir Qadi's lecture. He was explaining the ayah in Surah An-Nisa, الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله. So he was explaining that ayah, and subhanallah, it just made a lot of sense. That in Islam, الرجال are qawam over women. I don't want to enter into controversies, and I know feminism and all this stuff out there, and women belong in the kitchen. There's a lot of conversation. I don't want to get into that, but I just want to clarify what the Quran says. The Quran says الرجال قوامون على النساء. For as long as men have qiwama, and they're actually الرجال, they're actually men. See, we live in a time where there's a lot of gray lines between what being a man actually means and what being a woman actually means, because there's a lot of intermingling and roles have become, you know, like they have entered into one another. So you have women doing masculine roles, manly roles, and men doing womanly roles. And because of that intermixing of roles, you know, like the qiwama bit, the being the rujula, the manhood has sort of disappeared, and femininity has also disappeared because there's so much dilution in both these two genders. And because of that dilution, now you have all these LGBTQ plus, I don't know how many letters, all the way to 200 different categories in LGBTQ, subhanallah. So over 200 plus categories of different labels and pronouns and all this nonsense that has come about from this thing, basically is because we don't have clear roles. In Islam, it's so clear. The rijal have qawam over the women. It's very, very clear cut. But what does it mean to be a rijal? What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a nisa? What does it mean to be a woman? Now that, I think, is something that needs to be discussed. And you, Mariam, you were talking about, you know, how we can, what we can do with our kids. I think the most important thing is to, if we have boys, we need to make sure that they understand what manhood is. What is manhood in Islamic terms? Manhood doesn't mean you don't cry. I mean, Umar was a crybaby, subhanallah. Like he would listen to an ayah and just bawl into tears. He had a soft heart. Abu Bakr had the softest heart. He used to give and give and give, subhanallah. Like he preceded, even after his death, he was ahead. Even after he had died, Omar is saying you went ahead after your death, subhanallah. So we need to understand what it means to be a man. And then after these men become men, then they can have qiwama over women. But right now we are having men who are not really men. So how can they even be responsible? How can they have qiwama over women? It's subhanallah. It's we live in a very difficult. I don't want to talk so much about that because people might have different views on that, and it might cause. We live in a very polarized world, I would say. So, but that's, we need to go back to the
Very
Quran.
right, Sister Ilham. This is what, when my son was very little, so I never stopped him from crying. And
Yeah,
I used to let him cry, and then he was, made fun of at school. The other kids used to tease him that, why are you such a crybaby? Because I never told him that you have to shut down yourself and stop yourself. If you are feeling pain, it's okay, you can cry. So,
yeah,
but this is what, they learn from outside when they go out in the society, that, oh, it's not good for, boys to cry like that. So, now in this kind of environment, it is very difficult actually for the parents, because they are telling something else to their kids. And when they go outside, they are mistreated because of that. So it creates a lot of problem actually.
very true. Yeah, subhanallah, it's very, very tough. And I think probably that's why as parents, you need to be more active in making sure that they have the right friends and they spend the time with, but it's I know it's hard. How can you control like 24 hours of your child? And also the influences, it's not just from friends, it could be from media, what they're watching, what they're exposed to, billboards. It's not even something you can control. You're just walking and you see a billboard, and that is going to influence you, subhanallah. Or yeah, it's a tough world, but we ask Allah to guide us and our children, to keep us steadfast, because wallahi it's not easy.
Just a few things. The two things what I understood, that yani what I understood myself, that we can do, because as you said, that everywhere you cannot control things for our kid. So two things: that first is that improve ourselves, maybe myself, and second thing is that make dua to Allah sincerely. Then other than that, I don't think that we can do too much. And we cannot put our kids inside home, don't go out. We cannot do that. So he will see things. But that is what, that's why the ayah is that, what's that in Surah Tahrim, I think, Surah Tahrim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nar. So it's like you yourself first. Save yourself first. And why there is, what I understood is little understanding about this ayah, that it affects, you know, if I myself improving day by day, hour by hour, so it will affect, you know, and Allah is the one who is Qadir, you know. So if I'm making dua Allah, and trust on Allah, he will save them, you know. So the two
Yeah.
things is
Yeah,
Yes, I
absolutely.
think dua comes it is the first tool, what I believe. First
yes,
is
of
dua,
course,
and
yes.
then, you know, because it is, we can't do anything without Allah's help, and
Yes,
definitely.
of course.
Right. Yeah. اعقلها وتوكل. The Prophet ﷺ said, you tie your camel and trust in Allah. So you make the dua, you do your part, and then, you know, trust in Allah to do the rest. That's all we can do.
And the thing is, the satisfying thing is that, yani, you know the hadith that every heart is between his two fingers, you know, and
Yeah.
the way it is, there is no discussion. So if the heart of any human being is between his two fingers, so don't worry, yani, it all depends on tawakkul, you know.
Right.
And like in Surah Kahf, he said, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, Kana abuhuma saliha, that their father was a righteous man. So if I am righteous, if I am good with Allah, if I am, you know, the promise I made to Allah, if I am steadfast on it, then inshallah, hopefully Allah will take care of my children. That's what
Right.
I mean, I believe. And one thing that got me while reading it was like they were going one after the other. I didn't know the meaning of the word, but the picture that you said, it paints a clear picture. Like they were walking in the middle of night, one behind the other, and they were asked not to, you know, not to look here and there. So I think it applies to us to such a large extent, because the main sin that we do today is through our eyes. The phone is always in our hand and we can watch whatever we want. So the first thing that we can do is like we have to protect our eyes, that we don't deviate from that path. We should walk behind somebody's back. I mean, like holding hands, like what we're doing here, Alhamdulillah, like making a community so that none of us go astray. And inshallah, if we work on ourselves, Abu Huma Salihah, just like that, inshallah, Allah will take care of our children.
Oh wow, Hawwa, that was beautiful. I didn't even think about it like that. Like we are in darkness right now. Like the people of like the Lot and his family, they were escaping in the middle of the night and it was dark, just like we are right now in darkness. And the way to like sort of survive that is to walk, you know, one behind the other and sort of like monitor each other and restrict our gaze, not to make sure we don't turn back, we don't look at the evil
Yes.
that is happening.
And we
Subhanallah.
make a strong community. Like
Yeah.
even just today itself, I was listening to a khutbah by Ustad, and he was saying that we need to build that community. We have to become one, so that you know nobody can shake us. So we have to build that bond, inshallah, because fitna is everywhere, and I mean eyes are the biggest, you know, test for us in this day and age.
Absolutely. Subhanallah, that's amazing. Yeah. And of course, Quran, I think, is the one thing that we need to get our kids to get to attach to it. No problem, Hamid. I think we should also be closing soon. But yeah, I was saying like Quran, it's a hard thing because Quran is competing with music and is competing with a lot of other evil things that are not so enticing to the soul. But and Quran cannot exist with anything evil. Like the minute you attach yourself to some sin, the Quran goes away. Like it doesn't even give you a warning. It just disappears. It goes away. Subhanallah. So it's a hard thing to do, but I know one sheikh who does an amazing thing. Like every time he goes, they put their baby, their 1 year old to sleep. They used to put Surah Al-Baqarah for him. He's a 1 year old baby, okay? And over the years, they realized that, you know, he was reciting the Quran and he stopped just to clear his throat, and his son completed the ayah for him. He doesn't know how to read, but he completed it, and this happened so many times, subhanallah, just from listening to the Quran at night. And that's the kind of attachment. Imagine this baby when he grows up, Like the attachment of the Quran, he's been hearing it every single night, all throughout his life. So nothing can come into the heart. No music, nothing will have taste. Because once you taste Quran, nothing has taste. Everything. So just look at the connection we just made today here from reading this surah, this ayah. Subhanallah. It's amazing.
And I know of a person, even you know her, but I'll not name her because it's being recorded. Even now, she told me that she, plays the Quran in her home daily. And I was so amazed when she told me that she plays from Baqarah to Nas in 15 days. And like 2 juz daily. They were playing in her house like all the time. That was their default, sound going on in their ears. And her children, they are doing hifz while, the main process of doing it is by listening.
Amazing. Subhanallah. Yeah, even I find like listening, all the things that the Quran that I have memorized, like 90% of it is through listening. You tell me to sit down and do repetition, wallahi, I find it so difficult. I'm like, oh, but I could be doing something else. But listening, I enjoy it so much. And if I just myself, like sometimes I'm listening to the Quran and it's playing and I'm completing the ayah and I'm like, when did I memorize that? I don't even know that surah. Like, but it just happens. When you listen to the Quran so much, it stays. And that's how the Sahaba did it. Like the Sahaba, most of them did not know how to read and write. How do you think they memorized the Quran? They listened to it and listened to it and listened to it until it stuck with them. Subhanallah. Listening, the Quran is like I feel like the ears, it's meant to be hard because it's a recitation. It's meant to be hard. Subhanallah. Anyway, I know we can go on and go on, whatever, but I think we should end there now. And inshallah we can continue off with our stories next week with another story of another prophet, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Walaikum assalam.